Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about 4 different systems that are common used in our clinic. The hue-based shade guide, the 3D master, the value-based shade guide, a linear one, and the spectrophotometer. Let's start first with the hue-based shade guide, which when you select like a classic shade guide, you select first the hue, which is A or B or C or D. The A is the red-brown, the B is red-yellow, the C is gray, and the D is gray-red. After you select the category, which is the hue A or B or C or D, then you select A1, A2, A3, A4. The more the number, the more the saturation of the color or the more the chroma. But now we discovered that the eye is more sensitive to the value than the chroma. The rods in the eye is more sensitive than the cones, and rods are more sensitive to the degree of light, which is from white to dark or white to black. While the cones are less sensitive and it's responsible for sensitivity to color, RGB value, which is the chroma. So if the eye is more sensitive to the value than the chroma, why shall we use a hue or classic based shade guide? So we need to move from the hue-based shade guide, which might result in some inaccuracies or mistakes, to a value-based shade guide. And for the value-based, we have a 3D master and linear. The 3D master is a value-based shade guide. That means you go horizontal from the dark to the light to select which value is close to the tooth itself. After you go horizontally, you select the group that's very close to the tooth. Let's say number 2, number 3, the group number 2. Then after you select this group, you go vertical up and down to select the chroma. And after you select the chroma, oh, this is the one. You go again horizontal to select the hue. So it's exactly the opposite to the classical. You select first value, then chroma, then hue. I find it a little bit confusing, and I don't feel comfortable with this. Going horizontal, then vertical, then horizontal, I don't find it comfortable in my eyes or my use. That's why still I prefer the linear value base. It's very simple and easy. So you start with a tray, has only 6 buttons for value selection. And you go to select a number. Number 2, number 1 is very close to the tooth value-wise, degree of lightness and darkness. And after you select the number, okay, it's number 1, then you go to pick the chroma trays from the back and you pick tray number 1. And then you put it next to the teeth to check the chroma. So you start value first, and after then you check the chroma. But it's linear, it's easy, it's fast and predictable. Then from this visual shade guides to the spectrophotometer. So definitely with the spectrophotometer we have a very good advantage that we remove inaccuracies related to the surrounding light, the background light, and eye of the operator, which might be less sensitive or have like a limited degree of eye blindness. So many operators find the spectrophotometer is better than the rest. While the spectrophotometer is really very good, but you need a flat surface to use the spectrophotometer. So you can use it on a central incisor or lateral incisor, but if you have a severely convex surface like cusp of a molar or premolar, the buccal loop of a premolar, that might not be very accurate. So with the spectrophotometer, we don't want a severely convex surface, a cusp tip or grooves. We just prefer it as a flat tip on a flat surface like labial surface of central or lateral. Still, we prefer the spectrophotometer with porcelain, with ceramics, than with composite. As you know, the enamel in nature has no color, but that can move from the enamel and get the dentine color, so you have the main color. It's even advantageous if you use a ceramic blocks or CAD-CAM blocks, because you can put it on the central and see what's the color here on the screen, and then you can put it on the block and see what's the color on the screen, and if it gives you the same color, that means this is the block that you will use in your case, especially if I want to match central to another central, which is a bit higher level. So still I recommend the spectrophotometer in porcelain than composite, in a flat surface, not a convex surface. And the last recommendation, if you use a kind of a spectrophotometer, please send the spectrophotometer to your lab if he doesn't use the same brand, so he can confirm that the final result he made for the porcelain is exactly the same result you need, and you send it by the spectrophotometer. So today we talked about the different, most common shape guide system that we use in our clinics. In the coming series, we talk about more details about each one. Thank you very much. Ahmed Said.